Welcome back to Story Recaps. Today I'm going to explain the movie, Togo, released in the year 2019. The movie begins by showing the year 1913. Here we see a man named Seppala. Seppala is a sled rider because of which he has many good dogs of different breeds. One day a small puppy was born in Seppala's house, which was a dog of a Siberian Husky breed. This puppy was much weaker than other puppies, because of which Seppala feels that he is of no use to him, so he did not want to keep that puppy with him. But Seppala's wife, whose name Constance, didn't want that, because she considered those puppies like her own son. So Constance tells her husband that we should give that puppies a chance. Hearing this, Seppala obeys his wife and he gives that puppy a chance. Together they name that puppy Togo. Now as the days were passing, Togo was growing up, but along with growing up, he had also become very mischievous, due to which there was no discipline in him. Constance wanted Seppala to make Togo a sled dog, but he says that Togo can never be a sled dog, and now the time has come when we must say goodbye to him. Seppala gives Togo to one of his best friends, but Constance knew that Togo is too naughty that no one can keep him, and it is the same. The very next day, his friend brings Togo back. The man tells Seppala that your dog is very mischievous, so I can't keep him with me. Seppala is not at all happy about Togo coming back, but his wife is very happy. Actually, Togo brings hindrance in every work of Seppala. Whenever he went to practice sled with his dogs, he used to lock the Togo at one place, but after he leaves, Togo digs the ground and goes to the other side of the place, and in no time he reaches the place where Seppala is practicing with his dogs. When Togo comes here, all his other dogs start playing with Togo, due to which their practice gets spoiled, and once Seppala even falls into the water. Seppala is greatly disturbed by Togo's antics, so the next day he locks him in a room, but Togo somehow gets out of this room as well, and he again reaches the same place where the practice of other dogs was going on. Seppala was now very upset with Togo's antics, so he gives Togo to one of his female friends. This friend of Seppala was very strict. She says that I always stay at home, so Togo will also have to stay at home with me. Seppala leaves from here by giving Togo to his friend, but shortly after he leaves, Togo escapes by breaking the glass of the window, and comes directly to the place where Seppala was practicing with his dogs. Seppala sees that Togo's hand is injured, so he wanted to take him home by sitting on the sled, but Togo did not sit on the sled, because he wants to run with the rest of the dogs. Now reluctantly, Seppala ties Togo with the rest of the dogs. After coming some distance, Seppala sees that Togo is running much faster than the rest of the dogs, so he stops at one place, and ties Togo in the front. The speed of Togo was very fast, due to which he reaches home quickly with everyone. Seppala is very happy and surprised by that work of Togo. He tells his wife that this is not only a sled dog, rather it is also a lead dog. It has left all the dogs behind in the race. Constance is very happy to hear this, because now Seppala has also started liking Togo. After Togo becomes the lead dog, Seppala wins all the championships held in his city, due to which Togo and Seppala become famous in the whole city very soon. Slowly time passes and now full 12 years pass, and this year is 1925. One day when Seppala comes back to his town with his dogs, his friend Dan tells him that there is an epidemic in our town called diphtheria. Because of that disease, the health of many children present here is suddenly deteriorating, and many children have already passed away. That's why the mayor of the city calls an emergency meeting. Seppala also comes in that meeting. It is told in the meeting that there is an antidote for that disease, but that antidote is 600 kilometers away from here in Nevada. The people there cannot send that medicine here by helicopter, because soon the weather here is going to be very bad. Mayor asks Seppala about the weather. Seppala says, today when I was coming back home, then I saw on the way that far away from the mountains there was a storm, which is slowly moving towards our city. Seeing that storm, all my dogs were running towards the house in fear. Togo has done this for the first time in 12 years, so if he is afraid of that storm, then we should also be afraid of him, because that storm is going to be very terrible. Although, Mayor wanted Seppala to go to Nevada with his sled dogs to bring the medicine here, but Seppala leaves without giving any answer. When he comes out, a doctor asks for lift from him. Seppala gives lift to that doctor and he takes him to the hospital. Here, when Seppala looks inside the hospital through the window, he sees many children inside who are fighting with their illness, and their condition is very serious. They could not be saved without medicine. When Seppala comes to his house at night, he tells his wife that he will definitely go to Nevada to get medicine, although his wife did not want to, because she knew that going 600 miles away in such dangerous weather would be like committing suicide. But Seppala says that I must go to get the medicine, because all the children I have seen in the hospital know us, and I will take Togo with me. But his wife says that Togo is now 12 years old, and you only said that he cannot travel even 150 miles, and the journey you are about to go is 600 miles. You love Togo very much, and I don't want you to be responsible for Togo's death. But Seppala didn't want to go without Togo. The next morning Seppala bids goodbye to his wife, and leaves for Nuada. As Seppala was moving ahead with his dogs, the storm was getting stronger. There was such a strong icy wind in this storm, that Seppala could not see anything in front of him. Togo was in front, and Seppala constantly told his dogs to move forward, because he has to reach Nuada as soon as possible, and come back with that medicine. Those people are on a very steep slope. That's when Togo stops. Seppala doesn't understand why Togo stopped here, so when he looks down, he sees a very deep chasm in front of him. Togo had seen this deep chasm even in such a dangerous storm, so he stopped here, due to which he saved the lives of Seppala and the rest of the dogs. Seppala see here that Togo leg is injured, and blood is coming out from inside. Now after traveling the whole day, these people reach an outpost. There is a doctor at this place. She tells Seppala that your dog Togo is very tired. Actually Togo was 12 years old, and such a long journey is not good for him. But as soon as the next morning, Seppala and his leading dog Togo along with all the other dogs, were continuously moving forward in this fierce snowstorm. On the other hand, we see that the health of those children in the hospital was continuously deteriorating, and here Seppala is continuously moving forward. He wanted to reach Nuada as soon as possible by taking a shortcut, so that he could take that medicine. While moving forward, a frozen lake comes in front of them, on which walking could prove to be very dangerous, and a very terrible storm was also coming towards them in front of it. But Seppala is not afraid here. He tells his dogs to go ahead. Togo goes ahead leading all the dogs. Running the sled was cracking the frozen ice on the lake, but Togo runs very fast here, and crosses the lake. Now after traveling the whole day, those people stop at another outpost, where they will now spend their night. On the other hand, we see Seppala's wife who comes to Mayor. Here she is told that the medicine has been sent from Nuada, which Seppala will get on the way. But his wife says that Seppala will be going through shortcuts, and if those people do not meet him, he will continue to move forward, due to which his journey will be longer, and he will not get medicine. On the other hand we see Seppala, who leaves for his onward journey with his dogs at dawn. Although Togo's condition was very bad, but still he did not want to stop. He was continuously moving forward while leading all the dogs. We see that Seppala was really moving ahead by taking shortcuts, and if on the way, he does not meet the man who is coming towards him from Nuada with medicine, then he himself will reach Nuada, where he will not get the medicine. Seppala must have been very tired, due to which his eyes were constantly closing, but his dogs were continuously moving forward in this storm, with the speed of lightning. We see here a man named Henry. Henry is the same man, who was coming towards Seppala with medicine from Nuada. Henry is upstairs but Seppala is moving down below with his dogs. Henry calls him and runs after him shouting, but there is strong wind, due to which Seppala cannot hear his voice, but luckily Togo hears Henry's voice. Henry here feels that Seppala did not see him, so he gets sad, but then he sees that Seppala is coming back. Actually, Togo stopped ahead. Henry gives Seppala the medicine for which he has come this far. Both were staying at an outpost. Seeing the condition of Togo, Henry says that you leave this dog of yours here, because his condition is very bad, and I have lost many of my dogs in this dangerous storm. That's why I don't want you to lose your dog too. Hearing this, Seppala refuses to listen to him and says, Togo is my lead dog, without whom I can't move forward. Now Seppala was about to go back to his city with that medicine. On his way back again comes the same frozen dangerous lake, which he had crossed the day before, on which creeks were coming from walking on it. And if these people don't go this way then their way will be longer for a day. So Seppala here decides that he will go back this way. He tells Togo to go ahead. Togo leads all the dogs to cross the lake quickly. We see that water has started coming out from inside the lake, and if they don't cross the lake quickly, they will drown the water and die. Togo and the rest of the dogs run very fast, due to which they reach the shore. Before these people could get out of the lake, the piece of ice on which they were standing starts floating in the water. Now there was water in front of these people. Here Seppala quickly picks up Togo, and throws it on the shore, and says to pull, so that the piece of ice on which those people are present, can come to the shore. Even after being injured, Togo pulls that piece with all his might, due to which that piece of ice comes to the shore, and all the people come out of that frozen lake, and all the people's lives are saved. After this, these people come to the same outpost, where there was a woman doctor. When this doctor sees Togo, tears come in her eyes. Seppala asks what happened, then the doctor tells that your dog is dying, because his condition is very bad. Seppala is also very sad to hear this, because he loves his dog Togo very much. After spending the night at the outpost, the next morning, when they were moving forward, Seppala does not tie the Togo to the front of the sled, rather makes him sit on the sled, because he had become very weak along with being sick. But Togo does not sit on top of the sled, it gets up from the back and stands at the front. Seppala puts him on the sled again, but Togo comes forward again. Seeing this, Seppala understands that Togo still wants to lead and he doesn't want to rest, so he ties him up ahead, after which they keep moving forward. After traveling for a few hours, storm takes such a terrible form that Seppala cannot see anything in front of him, and he could not even see the way, which way he was going to go. Seppala comes to Togo and says, I don't know anything, I can't see the way. You have to show us the way and take us to the next outpost. After which Seppala hangs over the sled covering his entire face, and Togo starts moving forward. But after traveling for a few hours, Togo sits down at one place. Seppala sees that along with Togo all the other dogs are also sitting. He comes to Togo and says that you have to get up and move forward. If we don't go ahead from here, then all of us will be killed here. But no one answers to Togo Seppala. Seppala sees a light here. Here a man comes to him with a lantern. Actually, this place was the next outpost where Togo was to come. Seeing this, Seppala becomes very emotional, because Togo has saved everyone's life today. Everyone comes inside. Here Togo's condition is bad, and there was no strength left in him. Here there was a man named Gunnar, who was sent here by Seppala's wife so that after reaching this outpost, he would take medicine from Seppala and reach the city, where the children are sick and need that medicine. Everyone rests here at night, and in the morning, Gunnar leaves here with his dogs with medicine, and then after a few hours, he reaches his Nome city. Here a reporter was already waiting for these people, because the news had reached New York that a sled rider had traveled 600 miles in a blizzard risking his life to get medicine for sick children. Reporter thinks that this is the same team and the same dogs that went from Nome City to get medicine, so the reporter prints Gunnar's name in his news instead of Seppala's. Seppala's wife is very disappointed by that news. On the other hand, Togo had recovered to a great extent, so he comes back to Nome City with Seppala and the rest of the dogs. Many people come here to say thanks to Togo and Seppala. Children also come here, who were cured of their illness because of them. When one of the girls sees Togo, she asks Seppala if this dog is going to die. Seppala is very sad to hear this and leaves the room. Constance also follows him. Seppala tells him that Togo is in such condition today because of me. He was a 12-year-old dog, so he should not have taken me with him. But Constance asks if someone other than Togo could have done that work. Hearing this, Seppala says nothing, because he knew that no one else could have done that work except Togo. Now the next day, Seppala was again going for sled practice with the rest of his dogs. But when Togo sees this, he does not stop at home. He also reaches Seppala limping. Seppala understands here that Togo didn't just want to pull the sled, rather he wanted to spend time with him. Now after a few days, Togo gets completely cured, after which, Seppala used to go on long journeys with his wife and Togo. In the next 2 years, there were many children of Togo, which many people came to take. Here these children were given a new name for their breed, which was Seppala Siberian. After this, Togo died in 1929. Even after his death, Seppala kept trending dogs, although Togo was famous all over Alaska, but the credit for the bravery he had done was given to another dog named Balto. A statue of Balto was built in New York. Although Balto was also Seppala's own dog, he raised and trained it. But in 2011, for the first time in Time magazine, it was written about Togo, in which it was written Togo the most heroic animal of all time. And with this movie ends here.